this is it. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. We finally have the first official trailer for WandaVision, and I just love this trailer. I've probably watched it at least 10 times now at this point, and it hasn't even been out that long, but I just absolutely love this. There's so many fun Easter eggs and teases in here. So that's why we're doing a breakdown, because there's so much going on in this trailer in a little less than a minute and a half, which is just absolutely insane. I just can't wait for this. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and break down the first official trailer for Marvel Studios' WandaVision. So we start off the trailer with, of course, the Marvel Studios logo, and I love how they have it on like the TV screen, like the staticky thing here going on with the classic old TV. I love that. And then as you can see on the back of their truck, it says "Just Married." So we know that Wanda and Vision have been married in this story, at least during this part, because they're going to be going through a whole bunch of different realities and sitcom worlds here. And obviously they were just married because, she's in a wedding dress and all that stuff. So that is cool there. And I'm there she is again, Wanda, looking very Wanda-ish. And then this is an interesting part here, because she says, I want us to fit in, and then she takes her fingers and does this little thingy with her hands, fingers. I don't even know how to describe it. And she's up, she points up, and then all of a sudden Vision's face turns from Vision to Paul Bettany. So that's definitely really interesting there, that he can transform between those two, but that she specifically controls it. So it's like in this sitcom world that they're in, they know that she has powers, and they know that he's a robot. So this begs the question, what do they know and what do they not know? Because we know they've kind of lost their memories, and they don't know that they're trapped in a sitcom world, and they don't know that this isn't the real reality. But it's just going to be interesting to find out more about that. But then we get introduced to the villain of the series, played by Kathryn Hahn. Now, there's been no official confirmation of who she is playing, although it's been long rumored that she's going to be playing Agatha Harkness, the villain. And I actually, one of the times that I watched the trailer, I think it was the second time I watched it, I put on captions, and when this character spoke, it said Agnes, and Agnes, Agatha Harkness, sound pretty similar, so I think this is basically confirmation that this is Agatha Harkness, aka Agnes. And I just love how she says, "Oh, this is going to be a gas." That's a very 50s thing to say. Somebody says that now, people will be like, "What the hell did you just say?" So then this goes back to what I was saying before. She knows she has powers, and it's just supposedly normal here. This bottle here, whatever kind of alcohol it is, I don't know, because I'm not old enough to drink it. It's floating. So there's that. And then one of the biggest surprises in the trailer actually was her. Now I actually don't know the actress's name, but she's definitely a familiar face, and you may see her as a familiar face as well. I know her as Kitty from that 70s show, and she was on Friends. She was Alice, the teacher that married Phoebe's brother, so you may know her from that or something else. But I think this is really cool because she's pretty much known for sitcoms, and that's the whole thing in WandaVision, is that they're doing a whole sitcom thing. So I think it's really cool that they have kind of sitcom cameos in here as well. And according to the captions when I was watching that, this character is Mrs. Hart, and then we also have Mr. Hart, who, by the way, this guy's got some anger issues. He needs to go to a counselor or something. He's just getting freaked out. Answer me, dude. Answer me. And they won't answer him, because then they start getting confused. And then I think this is when they start realizing, oh, something is wrong here, and this isn't right. This isn't real. but then all of a sudden everything just rewinds, and then it just gets all mixed up and changed around. And I think that's what it's going to be like. Like this could actually be maybe even the first episode. Like maybe the first episode we just open on them all of a sudden in this world, and then maybe towards the end they start realizing that something's wrong and then this isn't right, and then everything gets rewinded, and then maybe that's where the episode ends, and then the next episode picks up as if none of that happened, and they're in a completely different sitcom type world. So I think this is just going to be absolutely insane. Marvel Studios presents, of course. And then as you can see here, they're like sort of in color in parts. Like part of Wanda is black and white, like her face is black and white, and then Vision is kind of going from black and white to color, and his hand literally changes to color. So maybe this is like the transformation between sitcom world or something, like they change colors and then boom, memories erased or something like that. So that's really cool. And then we get kind of this montage of them doing a whole bunch of stuff in this new sitcom world, that maybe the second sitcom world that they're in. You know, they're dancing, having a good time. Their parents with their babies, which we saw in that that TV spot during the Super Bowl, that they were, saw this pretty much this exact same shot, except it was just we saw them standing in front of cribs, and then all of a sudden pacifiers just shot up in the air. But now we're actually seeing the babies. So if you think about it, this is technically our very first look at Wiccan and Speed in the MCU. So there you go, guys. Definitely something to get excited for there. Also, I mean, it's just hilarious seeing Vision wear anything other than his, well, nothing, because I mean he doesn't really have a suit, but it's just funny anytime he wears like a normal shirt or like a sweater like he had in Civil War. Like that's just hilarious. And then we get another look at Catherine Hahn's Agnes. It looks like they're maybe in the 80s now, because we know the different sitcoms are going to be going through time. So that's interesting. And she looks like she's like, this looks very different from what we had in the 50s, where she was like just a family friend and something like that. This looks more like they know she's a villain, and she's doing kind of like she just popped up and she's like, hey, this is my evil plan and I'm just, manipulating you. Well, now that you know, time to mix things up again and reset everything. So that's what I feel like is kind of maybe going on here, because if this was just part of the sitcom world, why would she like just get up there? Like, why would you go to a friend's house and do that? That is just rude. And then we get another shot of Wanda in her classic comic accurate Scarlet Witch outfit, which I really love. We saw that in the Super Bowl TV spot as well. It looks like maybe she's dancing. So that's interesting. And then one of my favorite parts of the trailer here, Vision, who, by the way, I'm really glad is getting like the major spotlight in this trailer, because going into this series and going into this trailer, from what we'd heard, it was going to be all about Wanda, which kind of disappointed me, because Vision is my favorite Avenger, and I really don't want to see him pushed to the side, but I'm glad to see with how much screen time he gets in this trailer, so I'm definitely excited for that. But he flies up to the sky, and this is when he's full-on regular Vision, and it seems like maybe this is in present time, when they're out of all the not inside the sitcom world anymore, because then he flies down and he sees Catherine Hahn's character in a car, and it's like she's in a trance or something. So then he touches her with his golden sparkly magic fingers there, and then she wakes up and she's like, am I dead? And then he's like, no. Well, why would you think that? Because you are. Dun dun dun. And then she does this crazy maniacal wicked witch laugh, which is insane. And this is what makes me think that it takes place in present time, because Vision is dead, or at least he's supposed to be. And obviously Vision is confused by this. Like, first of all, how, like, I'm dead, and if I was dead, how am I alive now, and all that stuff. And another interesting thing to note here is that Agatha, I'll just call her Agatha because we know that's her true identity. She does have like gray streaks in her hair, so that's really cool because in the comics, Agatha Harkness is like a really, really old lady with gray hair and everything. So it makes sense that they're not gonna like just make her hair fully gray, but they still have hints of it in there to, kind of connect to the comics as well. But she's wearing like a Halloween costume witch hat, which I think is kind of weird. Like, is this her? Is this her official, like, supervillain outfit? Like, does she actually wear a real witch hat? Like that seems kind of cliche. Um, but this could be taking place on Halloween as well. Who knows? Maybe the whole series takes place on Halloween. We don't really know for sure. So that could explain that. A visionary new age. This part, just probably the best part of the trailer. Vision. I thought it was great when we saw Wanda in her Scarlet Witch outfit in the Super Bowl TV spot. But now, oh, this is even better. Oh, because this looks even worse, but worse in a good way. This just so hilarious, and I love that they're like not afraid to say like, yes, this looks stupid, but that's why it works here. And this does take place on Halloween. We know that. That's why Wanda is wearing her Scarlet Witch outfit. They're all probably going out trick or treating with their kids, who are probably aged up a bit now at this point. But I just love this outfit. How he's got like yellow swimming trunks on and everything. Like that's just great. I absolutely love that. Then we have Wanda. She is sitting here on the couch. She looks confused. Seems like maybe she's starting to piece things together, figure out the puzzle, and she's using her powers. And then all of a sudden, like the TV, the lamp, and the chair, they all change when she uses her powers. So this must be when she realizes that she can manipulate reality and change things however she wants. So I'm really excited for this. Of television. And then another really interesting part of the trailer, I know I keep saying that because like every part of this trailer is the best part. We get this really, really fast couple shots here of somebody getting shot through a portal. And at first I wasn't sure who it is, but it looks like this is Teyonah Parris's Monica Rambeau, who of course has been aged up since Captain Marvel, since that took place in the 90s. I think it's interesting how she has like this red energy around her, so maybe Wanda is controlling her and sending her through the portals or something, but she's going super fast, and then she goes through this portal, and then she like just kind of launches out. And take note that this person, whether it's Monica Rambeau or not, is wearing blue and white. And then we see here, looks like some kind of military base. Maybe it's SWORD. We'll have to wait and see because we know they're going to be part of this series. But as you can see, that helicopter, the way it has its light shining down on the ground, there's a body laying there on the ground, and that is obviously the character that just went through all those portals. And then we get a zoom in, and that is, in fact, Teyonah Parris's Monica Rambeau. Once again, wearing that blue and white, just as we saw flying through the portals earlier. And this reminds me of actually Captain Marvel, when Captain Marvel got her powers. So this could be something similar to that. Maybe Monica Rambeau is getting her powers, and maybe she'll become a superhero at some point soon. Also, note the hair. That's a very not necessarily a modern style. So maybe she isn't from the modern world, and she's been taken from the sitcom world and just tossed into the modern world. So I don't know, this is just so confusing but so exciting. And then the final shot of the trailer is of course Wanda and Vision together happily ever after, except obviously it won't be because things gotta go wrong here. And that was the WandaVision trailer. So that was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it. Exclusively on Disney Plus, but unfortunately it does not give us a release date, which is like the only thing about this that sucks. It just says coming soon. But with them giving us a trailer, it has to be coming out sometime in 2020. So I'm assuming December, because that not only is that the rumored release date that's been rumored for honestly almost a year at this point, but also because we have The Mandalorian Season 2 coming out in October, so it makes sense that as soon as The Mandalorian gets over, they'd want to start up a new big show that everybody's going to want to watch as well. So, anyways, guys, that is the official WandaVision trailer. That is my breakdown. There was so much cool stuff teased in here, and I just can't wait for this series. I can't wait to find out more about this, like the release date and stuff like that. So please let me know down in the comments below, guys. What did you think about this trailer, and what are you excited most for in WandaVision? So thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.